Righty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Howson. United have just drawn with Chelsea. I'm annoyed. I'm genuinely annoyed because there's a few reasons. One, you kind of go back and say, listen, not happy with Ronaldo's actions this week because they've arguably contributed to this situation that we now find ourselves in. Not happy because the fitness of Anthony Martial means, and I know that this isn't against Anthony Martial, but it doesn't mean I'm happy about him being injured. Not having him is a problem. Marcus's lack of goals down the centre, annoyed at. Annoyed with Sancho's form. I'm annoyed with all of this because we started the game absolutely sensationally, and we forced Chelsea and Graham Potter to completely fix up what they were doing. We've arguably, I don't know what the severity of Varane's injury is, but it's clearly not a good thing. Again, we've not managed to concede while it's been Martinez and Varane on the pitch. I'm not sure actually how many we actually even conceded while it was those two on the pitch against City, but it certainly wasn't all six of them. These two are an immense partnership. Sancho was poor today. Marcus's finishing and decision-making at times was questionable. Anthony the same. We are lacking so many goals in the final third. The middle third, Casemiro and Eriksen and even Bruno, still decent today. They weren't at the best, but they were still decent today. Casemiro was good and obviously deserved the goal. And the passion he showed in scoring it showed you exactly how much it meant to him. Was it a penalty, says Gurav? By the book, yeah, it was. But it's soft. And you see that stuff 3 or 4 times a game. That's the annoying thing here, is that you see that so often. And people are saying bad substitutes. Maybe it was bad subs, but there wasn't a lot to work with, was there? Mackie, the super chat here, says, Steve, let's talk about Sancho. Disappointing again. Very worried now. Doesn't look like a £70 million winger that we played for. He's playing within himself in a massive way. We know he's a lot better than this. Guide says, do I think the subs was on the negative side? The commentary team said that. And I literally thought when they said that, everyone's going to see this as being negative now. I think when we brought Fred on, and Fred was poor when he came on, I think when we brought Fred on, you go, Chelsea was having a bit of the rubber green in the middle, and I think he wanted to try and stack that in. Tino saying, why don't we give Garnacho a chance when we took Sancho off? That's a valid point, and I don't know the answer to that. But I think he tried to shore up the midfield when he took Sancho off and went with Fred. When we did that, you kind of nullified Bruno by moving him over to the left-hand side. At this point, whatever it is that's been keeping Eriksen out, he's obviously hung over with it because he wasn't at his best today. A very frustrating game. Now, listen, no one's going to Chelsea. I mean, was it 10 hours Kepa's gone now without conceding a goal, something like that? This is a hard place to go and score goals, but United threatened to score early in the game, but the last half an hour, you're like, we're never going to score a goal here, are we? And I know we did eventually get a goal, but it didn't feel like we were going to get a goal. Terry says, no matter individual performances, this team fights together and they bleed for each other for 90 minutes. Do you know what? Yeah, without taking a too negative turn on this, because I am pissed off. That's a valid point, and it's a correct point. We do have a team that fights for each other, and we are hard to beat. It took a penalty from Chelsea to break us down today, so there's got to be some comfort to take from that. And listen, against your top 4 opposition, something I've been pretty consistent with for years as I've been talking about it, getting a point away from home is a good result. It's on the home team to win that game. Now, you should win at home. If you can avoid losing to the other top 4 teams, you take that. That's a good result. Not losing sometimes is important as winning. And actually salvaging that point at the end, meaning that they're not going to get any further away from us, is probably a positive thing. Guitar Man says, just lost it. Where's it gone? One sec. Oh my God, there's quite a few here that I'm going to have to get through. This is the same ref that 2 seasons ago wouldn't give us a penalty at the bridge because it would cause drama. Harry says, whatever happened in the second half, we should have killed Chelsea in the first 37 minutes, don't you think? Absolutely, yeah. I thought the first half was sensational from United. We forced Graham Potter, and I know this isn't something that Graham Potter's never done, but he obviously changed it because he needed to change it. King Dino says Eriksen ran out of steam after an hour. Yes, I agree. Fergal says, recent form, this first half and results show that we're building something, I think. Message to the board, no striker at the finish. A striker that comes in and even does an half-decent performance really changes the outlook of this team, doesn't it? Peter Knight with a super chat says, Casemiro's still the best DM in the world. My only gripe is he doesn't try out Garnacho. Can't be worse than Sancho at the moment. It's a valid point. We do have the League Cup coming up. I wonder if he's going to feature any of the youngsters in the League Cup. I think that would be a perfect opportunity to try that, you know. Joe says Varane will be a massive miss in the upcoming games. I agree. SH says we are a striker away from cementing top 4. I totally agree on that. Tyler says, am I watching the UFC tonight? Well, it's on right now, isn't it? So I'm not watching it right now. I'll probably try. When I'm doing my walk in a bit, I don't have signal for about 2.5 miles. While I do have signal, I'll try and watch. But yeah, I'm off. I'm going to do this video. I'm going to do one with Rio in a bit. And then I'm going to go and do one with a fan channel. And then I'm getting off on my walk. Tom says, Mokaev won again. I saw Mokaev's fight. He might have been 2-0 down on the cards. But you come away with a win. You stop him and fair play to him. If we talk about the game for a second. Defensively, United, I think, are playing on a whole nother level at the moment. The level of defensive stability that United have got, and maybe that's another reason why we're not quite as open with creating chances at the other ends. But we are seeing a level of defensive competency, and I hope that this can continue without Varane, because that's a massive miss in it as well. And Luke Shaw, yes, he did put in another performance. Absolutely, he did. I think maybe it's time to probably, with Sancho being poor on the left and Marcus being poor down the middle, it doesn't suit Marcus's game to play down the middle. He needs a space to run into on the left. Play Marcus on the left and figure out what to do with down the middle, I think. Shaq says, either McNeil is given a chance or we buy a striker. This can't carry on. Yeah. Casemiro, says Ed. I like that. Max says Martinez is a golden gladiator at the back. Martinez, he could win Player of the Year this year, couldn't he? For us, at least. He won't get the League One, but who cares about that? Uncle Dubia says, why am I live at the same time of Paddock? Well, I've got loads of videos to do. They've got loads of videos to do. This is what it is. It is what it is. You can always watch them afterwards. Brian says, difference from last season's night and day. Ten Hag has made some serious changes to the quality and mentality of the squad. I think the mentality is a big one with him. They don't accept defeat in the same manner. Why do I think we're pressing better as a team? That's an interesting point, isn't it? Because, like, the commentary correctly pointed out early on in the game, like, 8 of these players lost to Brentford 4-0. This team does not look like it would lose 4-0 to anyone at the moment, does it? And I know City put 6 past us, but still, like, it doesn't look like it would do that at the moment. We're a penalty aside, we've been putting up some sensational sort of defensive performances. Harry says we still depend on opponents' mistakes to score. A little bit, yeah. Jack says, just curious as what kind of injury it could be if Varane was walking off fine. You can do all sorts you can walk on all sorts of injuries that are going to prevent you from playing. Loads of them. Irish Oreo says, very thin on centre-backs at the moment, it seems. Well, yeah, I mean, Mengi's just come back. I'm not sure what's going on with Deschamps Bernard. I could ask, actually, and find out. How would I reflect on United's summer transfer business now? Well, I mean, with a hindsight of now, pretty damn good, isn't it? Pretty damn good. Abhinav Verma says, I'm pissed off. Simon, down at the game today. Nice to see you on here. This is Martinez just being fed up of Chelsea players' nonsense and shoving them over. I'm all for it. Yeah, I can't fault him. I absolutely can't fault him. Dylan says David's contribution was underwhelming tonight. A little bit. Yeah. I mean, you almost don't really want to notice your goalkeeper, and you can't blame him for a penalty. Harry says 12 months ago, that is a loss. Disappointing, but progress still. Yeah, we had a couple of players not firing today, but you can see the structure is there, and that's what a good tactical system can do, is that you're not reliant on players to dig you out of the shit. And if a collective of a few players have underwhelming performances. And I think one of the reasons why Sancho's sort of getting a lot of the stick at the moment is because he's standing out. When everyone else is standing out in a good way, he's standing out in a negative way. And I think that people are noticing it more because of that. Ahmed says in fact, both fullbacks played well. Yeah, I mean, Dalot and Shaw are having brilliant form at the moment. The pair of them are in brilliant form. And I wonder how much of that brilliant form is because they're no longer being asked to overlap. They're inverting them slightly, which means that they're in a better position, better equipped to be able to do the job defensively when we lose the ball. Javon says robbed. I was debating calling this robbed, in all honesty, but feels a little bit excitable calling it robbed, doesn't it? Steve says Varane looks off too. Jarred his hip in the landing. I think it all depends on twisting or landing. It'll determine the length of recovery. Yeah. Ahmed says definitely feel robbed. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Casemiro, like it. Colin says ex-United pundits backing up Ronaldo. He's put himself in the situation, not us. Well, I will be going live with Rio in about 10 minutes. So if you want, jump over there on 5. I'll make Rio post a link out in a second, and we'll ask him about Ronaldo because I think a lot of people want to know what's going on, don't they? But cheers for tuning in. Make sure to like. Once you've gone and watched us on Rio and Paddock in a bit, go and check out the video we did on Liverpool, and I have already got a video coming out on Casemiro tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that one. Go and check that one out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters. Well, hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.